on if there's anybody there. Thought I saw that some people had come in. Just got to try and get the blanket so that I can move it about. Right. I have put a bigger, like an actual box down there now. So it's not going to be flying all over the place. So that's cool. Oh, good. I thought I wasn't actually on then, but I am. Right, crochet hook. Let's have a look, see who's in. Hi, Seth, Devon, Sam, and Greg. Woo woo. Hi, guys. I like the woo woo. Right, I'm going to pick up where I left off. So from now on, that's what I'm going to be doing. Just going until I have to get off, and then that way I can't exactly do 2 rounds anymore because it's just too big for that. I don't have enough time, and I just you know, got to do dinner and all that stuff. Straight away I've got a fibre attached to me, so I've got a gigantic cup of tea that I brought in, and I don't know what I've done with my little keepy warm plate, but never mind. Didn't really work that well, I have to say. I didn't really keep it that warm. So yeah, kind of been busy. I went out into the Yarnavan, caravan Yarnavan, and I've been doing lots out there today, and I've actually got a box. You know, one of those like snappy lid boxes. I had one that had Christmas decorations in it, but when we sorted them all out, we didn't need them all. I know what's wrong. I need to put this on, so it's going to blind everybody. Maybe it's not. I unplugged it. I plugged something else in. Okay, just got to find the end. Down there somewhere. I was so organised. I really was. Got everything in its place, and I just got to fiddle about with this. Now this is going to be bright. Always is way too bright when I first put it on. Hey, let there be light. Oh, we've got some more people's in. Hi, have a go, Joe and Tammy and little sis. Yeah. I remember last time I didn't put that on, and Linda said, it looks so much darker. I was worried about your eyes. I just forgot to put the light on. I could see what I was doing, but I've got a neck light just in case I can't. And I just sat there thinking, why do I look so dingy on the on the camera? Oh well. Honestly, right. I'm plugged in as well in case no, in case it goes off. It's getting in the way of the yarn a bit. Never mind. So yeah, I've got a gigantic cup of tea, and I don't know what I've done with my keepy warm plate, but it didn't work that great. But I think it would, because it's a big cup, it would at least help. But I stashed it somewhere because I wasn't very happy with the fact that it didn't work that well. Another waste of money. It was a good idea at the time. These fibres are getting in my eyes already. I already had one on my lip. But yeah. So I sorted some whips out in the caravan, Yarnavan. And there's not as many as I thought in there. There's got to be some more somewhere. But this Christmas decoration box, it was red. So it's not see-through or anything. But it's the same as the ones that I keep the yarn in, only a bit smaller. And I was going to put it in there, and then when I looked, it was just full of glitter, where I'd emptied all the Christmas decorations out of it. And various things over the years had been glittery. So I had to clear it all out and get all the glitter out. And then I thought, I'll just stack my whips. I put them in with whip bags. And where possible, I put the size, you know those little things that came in the magazine with the size of the hooks on? I put some of those in there. But I've got a nice sturdy box to put my wool in, my yarn, should I say. Oops, hang on. Hi, Susanna and Alison. I'm feeling a lot better. My sister rang me and we had a chat. And because she made a comment and then she phoned me. Well, she actually FaceTimed me. And we had a bit of a chat. And then after that, I went out into the caravan. Because as she rang me, I was going out there. And I had a lot of stuff that was in here that I had to take back. Like the yarn of the week, I wanted to put it back. And a few other things I wanted to take out there. And then I brought a bag of stuff here that should have been in the house. So I took a kitchen scales. I've got 2 that are battery operated scales. And I thought one would be good for weighing my parcels, you know, just to make sure that they're how much tolerance I've got in the parcels so that I can include extra bits. And when I got it out there and I set it up on the countertop and press the button, it ran out of batteries. And it's one of those big flat batteries, so I brought it back. I'd bring it back in until I get some. Annoying. I think we did have some in the drawer, but I'm not sure if we do now. Might have used them in the other one that I do use in the kitchen. Oh, anyway, it was a good idea at the time. I will take it back once, you know, once it's got batteries in it again. Oh, we got more comments. This yarn really gets up my nose. I do apologise for keep rubbing. You're at your daughter Marianne's today. She's making homemade quiche. I like a quiche. I used to like quiche. And I'm on the search really for I'll say vegan, but a dairy-free cheese that tastes good, that I can do stuff like that. Now I did try, I know it's not dairy-free, but I did try Edam before when I was doing Slimming World, because people said it's got the, well, I googled and it came up with the lowest lactose count of all cheeses. So I did try it, but I will give it a go. I think that way at least I can try and make things that I really enjoy, like cauliflower cheese and that sort of stuff. But if it upsets my tummy, then I will lay off it. I've got to stop doing that to myself, really, because I do it too often, especially when I'm not dieting and I seem to go completely off the rails. Oh, having custard today won't hurt. You know, having this today won't hurt. But of course it does. So I'm trying to behave as well as diet. So I will, at some point though, have a day where I try the Edam and see how I go with it. If you're wondering what that is, it's a plug. Oops, daisy. What is that? Tangling up in my yarn. Hang on. I can't have that. Move it. There we go. And something dropped on the floor. Bear with me. That's it. Well, hopefully it didn't tangle the yarn up too much, otherwise I'll be in trouble. Hi Trudy, welcome. Ah, I forgot to say, guys, don't forget the thummy. So this cup is gigantic. Size of it. I got it at Whittards of Chelsea when they used to have one in Canterbury. I used to buy a lot of stuff in there. And I used to get coffee for my filter machine and for my cafetiere. Because you could say I want Santos or I want Java with a little bit of this, and they would blend it for you while you're there. That was a brilliant shop. But, you know, first kind of recession that we had, not lockdown. It might have been lockdowns. Oh, this is getting up my nose. Might have been lockdown, I don't know. But whatever, it went under to a certain extent. I think they kept the original store in Chelsea and a few others, but that one closed. There used to be one at Bluewater, I think, but that went as well. Shame, because I really like. I was pulling yarn out, wasn't I? Oh, my nose is going red already. I'll be glad when I finish this, if for my nose, if nothing else. My nose will be glad when I finish this blanket. That's what I should say. Right, I think I've pulled out enough now. You love the curls in my hair. Thank you. Making a mini llama. Oh, it's tough on your hands. Hi, Roberta. Welcome. Don't forget the thummies, guys. Thick yarn, or when you do something with a small crochet hook, and to sort of amigurumi, you kind of drop the hook down, it becomes very sturdy and it's hard on your hands, especially if it's small. But I'm sure it'd be worth it. I do love llamas and alpacas. Oh, this is really, I don't need to blow my nose or anything. I'm lucky I've got a tissue here. I just need to get rid of the fibers. Nice big red nose. I'm getting used to this. I had a nice red nose for my chat this morning. God knows why, but I did. It's really irritating. Goodness gracious. Will it ever end? It'll only end, I guess, when the blanket ends. It's not even wool. It's acrylic. But they made it with fibres that annoy. Let's move it up a bit so I don't have to keep bending down. Annoyingly. So yeah, I like this stitching away because I don't really have to look at it. Once I've got the hole where I need it, I can kind of just watch TV and do stuff like that. But it is a bit of a tedious thing when you're making something and it's a constant same old, same old, same old, same old. That's the only thing. But we do like a project now and then that you can just watch TV and do. That's not very comfortable sitting up like that though. Fibers are killing me. Whoa, I wouldn't mind, but it's not even wool, for crying out loud. I'm gonna have some tea because I don't want it to get cold. Cheers, everyone. We got biscuit tea, but I did bring some raspberry Pepsi Max in just in case I run out and get a bit thirsty. I've got some water, so I'm covered. Well, I probably need the loo big time, but I'm covered. Now, I think this is the last side, as I remember, where I left off. I only had one side of this colour to do, and then it was going back to the big ball. So, thankfully, I shouldn't have the fibres up my nose for long, at least. So what are you all doing today? I'm feeling a funny mood, really. I think it's where I've gone on my low-carb diet, and normally I mentioned this in my chat this morning, I usually taper it down. So I call it the wind down, where I give up things like sugar first and stop eating sweeties and goodies. And then I kind of start giving up the carbs and then just go for it. But every time I tried to do that, something happened and I'd end up getting easily swayed off it because I still had them in my system and it didn't really work out. So I thought, you know what? Just get on it. I've had enough kind of procrastinating about it and get started. So I did. And consequently, I keep getting headaches, a little bit withdrawal. I don't get like the flu, which is good. You know, some people get kind of flu-like symptoms. I feel like I've got fibres. Annoying. Oh, hi, Terry. Well, shoveling snow from this. Wow. No corner. Oh, I'm in your pocket. Oh, hi, Hannah. You're working on your daughter's blanket. That's good. We can all do our blankets together because I think someone already, was it Seth? Said he's working on his blanket. Yay. At least we're all warm. I went outside into the Yonavan earlier and I thought it's probably quite mild out there now, but it was still very cold. Not as cold as the other day, but I put my little heaters on for a while and I came in and I got a jumper, a pullover, sweater. Not everybody calls it a jumper. So anyway, I went out and got one and went back out, and then I got hot because I was kind of moving stuff around and working, and it's looking better, I must say, but there are still things that I just don't know what to do with. And the stuff that's the problem, I can't move, and without moving that, the stuff that's the problem has got nowhere to live. So it is what it is at the moment, unfortunately, and I hate that saying, but I said it anyway. Oh, we're getting to my favourite bit of the blanket where it changes colour. Hi, Lawley and Dina. Just waking up and having your morning coffee with me. Working on a 2-strand 12-point star blanket. You're working on your Afghan as well, little sis. That's good. You know what? I think I maybe should make a star blanket. You know, I brought that yarn in yesterday. Hang on. I'm not going to lose that because I might need that ball. I'll put that there. I brought this in to make the baby blanket. Gary's niece has just had a baby, so I brought this in, which is one of my yarns of the week. The King Cole Beaches in Beaches and Cream. I must remember to take that out of the inventory of the shop, or I'll be selling stuff I don't have. And this as well, to accompany it. So maybe a little star blanket might be nice. Don't know. Yeah, I've not made one of those in, well, since Paul was a baby, and he's, if I tell you his age, kind of makes me feel really old, so maybe we won't. But it was a long while. Let's just say a long while. It's getting darker. I do like that one when it gets darker. We're nearly on the end. Hopefully that'll be, I won't have any more fibres going up my nose. Well, you never know. Hopefully not. Yeah, so that might be an idea. Maybe do one. Not sure yet. I haven't got a stitch in mind. Normally, I kind of find, you know, not find, but think of a stitch that I might want to do, or a blanket I might want to make, and then I get the yarn that might look right with it. But now I've like got the yarn and thinking what stitch would look good with that yarn. With totally the opposite way around to what I normally do. I guess it's like, I love it when it changes colour. It's like my son when he's writing a song, isn't it? You know, he'll start with making the music first, but it's like if he suddenly come up with lyrics first, it would kind of discombobulate him, I guess, a little bit. So yeah, maybe that I've shouldn't have chosen the yarn until I figured out what I wanted to make. Oh well. I just like that yarn, it's so pretty. But I have a lot that is. If you haven't found my shop already, www.hobbyrocks.co.uk. And I need to upload some more yarn bundles for the Aldi stuff that I bought, the So Crafty, the chenille ones. I still haven't done it. I still haven't put it on. I made a little start putting stuff on. But I'm a bit concerned today because I ordered some bags, and it says they've arrived, but they haven't arrived. And I know sometimes companies like DPD put that when they've delivered and then it's out for delivery today. But it says it was delivered on the 24th, and it wasn't. I haven't had any parcels. DPD did go by yesterday though. So if they delivered it to the wrong place, that's not me. So I went on to eBay where I bought them, and I sort of put, I have not received this, but I can't do anything about it because it says it may still be out for delivery. It will, surely, if that's the case, it wouldn't say that it had been delivered yesterday. It's one of the reasons I really don't like using eBay. Amazon always seem a little better, but maybe I should have just found the same things on Amazon. Right, we're there. We're at the end, guys. End of the round. We'll just do that this way. Okay, let's make a join. I hope I didn't take my scissors out. Oh no, there they are. Little guitar scissors. I love these. And find another end. I'll go back to the start of this one. I've got to get the yarn. Bear with me. Here it is. Gigantic ball. Okay. I'll have a little look at the chat in a sec. Just get rid of this first. Trying not to make the fibres fly. I saw one then just go up like that. They normally go, ooh, oh, up my nose. That's what they do. You enjoy the star blankets. They don't seem to get as boring. The Beaches yarn is gorgeous. It is, isn't it? The other yarn that I did, my yarn of the week, was gorgeous as well. And that was the, I took it out now. I didn't want it to, I wanted it to stay pristine, so I put it all back in the box. But it was the King Cole Calypso. And all of the colours are gorgeous, but that pink and those mint green ones, they really call to me to make something out of them. I don't know what though. I fear this tea is going to go cold before I get a chance to drink it. Okay, so we'll go, where's my end? We'll go back to the start of this round. In the box. That's much better, you know, having a box. Oh. So I mean about the fibres. They flew around for a while and thought, where's that nose? Oh, I know. I'll make a beeline for it. Crazy. Right, yeah. Where was I? Not join at the corner. But I don't like to have too many ends at the same corner, so I'm going back to the previous one. Okay. So, yeah, I might make one of those, but at this, I'm not sure. When it's for somebody else, you know, you're not sure if it's something that they'll like, if you know what I mean. She might do, but you know, when you're making something for someone who's kind of young, you just don't know if it's something that, oh, those fibres. Got another tissue. I suppose they're not going to go because I've still got the blanket in my hand, haven't I? Oh, well, just destined to have them annoy me. Okay. I'm just slow at the minute because I'm working the tail in. I like to try and work it in. That's it. Worked in. And then the next time I go over with the other colour, it'll work over it completely. Have I missed anything? No. It's so annoying. Wow. I don't feel like it's been this bad before. What the heck is going on? I feel like a million cats have come in and just decided to make the house, or well, this particular part, all hairy. Because I really don't feel like it's usually this bad. I definitely need one of those nose cozies. Tea is slowing me down. It's getting a bit cold now. Julie! Woo woo! Hi everyone! If I've missed anyone, do apologise. Don't forget the thummies. And off we go. I'm on this round now. I just finished that last little bit that I left off last time. So today I'm going to make lamb chops, and I've got a pork steak as well. I was going to have like a little mini mixed grill type thing. So I've got some mushrooms that I need to use, and I also have, oh, hang on, I'm losing. Oh, that was almost trouble. It fell off my lap. That's it. That's better. Yeah, when I think today, once I finish this live stream and when Gary gets home, I will show him this blanket to see if he really wants it much wider and bigger, because it is getting quite a handful now. Knowing Gary, he'll say, oh, this bigger, please, bigger. But we'll see. He tried to call me earlier, but he said, oh, you must be busy. And I said, no, I think I was, when I'm out there in the Yana van, I don't think the signal stretches. So I didn't even have showing up a missed call. It's that bad. So I guess it's a place to go if you want to be incognito for a while. No longer procrastinate. I'm a bit. I'm always a procrastinator. Although I said earlier that I wasn't procrastinating about my diet anymore. Thank goodness. But I will be glad to see the back of this for the fibres. Then, you know what will happen? I'm just sitting on the sofa watching telly, and you're cold, and he grabs the blanket out. I'll be like, oh, why am I like this? It'll be this little monster. I say little monster, big monster. Uh-oh. Yarn out time. Yeah. Wasn't that bad. So I also need to work on my square. On my chat this morning, I showed the new square that I've been working on, and the finished blanket, which, let's say finished. I need to edge it in blue, I think, before it's finished. But yeah, I showed that, and that's what I've been working on. So I need to work on it a little bit more if I'm going to do a tutorial for the square, because for me, I find it easy to follow, but for others it might not be, because there are two little parts of it that are different to most of it, and it might be hard to remember because of the maths of it. If I can't make it any other way, then I'll just do the tutorial as is, and I'm sure people will be able to follow it. After all, I can. I know I invented it, which is easier, but you know, I like it to be as simple as possible when I kind of tell people. But we'll see. If I can do it, I might do that tutorial tomorrow, you never know. I don't mean put it up, but film it. Oh, hello, Sarah. She's waved at me. And Jennifer, welcome. Don't forget thummies. So Gary's only working 2 days, so he's at work tomorrow, and then he's off for another 2 days. And I think he wants to do more DIY. He's got the bug now. He actually wants to get started on the garden because it's getting quite spring-like out there. I'm getting really hot under this blanket. I should have had it on last night. It was freezing. Yeah, we've got all his family coming to kind of do a little garden party for Joyce, and they're going to scatter ashes or plant them in the garden with a tree and that, and they're going to have a little gathering barbecue. So he wants to kind of start making the outside look nice, but we also need to do stuff to the conservatory. We've got like a passageway that leads all the way down to it, the hall, if you like, and we need to get that sort of looking nice. If I need to get some paper off the wall and then maybe paint it, but I've been saying that I'm going to be doing that for a long while. You know, when we had lockdowns, That's what I was going to be doing with myself. Still not done. Wow, hot. Really am. Okay, move the tail out the way. It's got to negotiate a tail. Wow, really hot. It's because I've not only got this thick chunky blanket on me, it's concertinaed, so it's on me about 20 times. Hi Gwen, welcome. Don't forget the thumbie. Is that another Suzanne? Hello Suzanne. I thought, oh no, Suzanne's in, but it might not be the same one. Nope, it's different Suzanne. Hi Suzanne. And Raylene, good morning. Don't forget the thumbie. Morning, afternoon. Wherever you are, everybody. You had a snow blizzard yesterday for about 15 minutes. No, we didn't get any snow. We never get snow, not at the moment anyway. Although they're saying that when the colder weather comes, we could get a bit. But it's very spring-like at the moment. It's very sunny. The temperature has dropped from last week, though. But last night we had strong winds, and that was the problem. We didn't. I think we've had a little bit of rain, but we haven't had masses. Not like we were getting, but it was the wind that was driving me crazy because everything knocks and bangs, and it's not a very soundproof house. So all the noises from outside were, stopping me sleeping. So I had to put earplugs in. But no, we've not had a flake of snow, which is a bit disappointing because I do like a little bit now and then. I don't want to be like living snowed in for like a month or anything, but it's nice to have a little flurry, have it lay for a few days and then go away again. Quite like that. And when the kids were little, we lived opposite a park, and they had quite hilly bits in that park, and we used to have sledges, and we had real bad snows. We used to take them over there with a sledge. My next door neighbour had walk skis and all sorts of things, so we used to go over there and play with all that. It was quite fun, but yeah, unfortunately we don't get it every year, so they didn't get to play the sledges every year. Looking like rain in North London. Whereabouts are you, Sarah? In North London. Did I say hello to you? I'm not sure if I did. Yes, I did. You can't crochet. You can't crochet. Well, you know what? I've got a real beginners, my absolute beginners playlist. I'm sure you'd be able to do that because my daughter-in-law Victoria wanted to learn, so I did an absolute beginners playlist for her, and because we couldn't see each other as often as she had questions, so I did this absolute beginners, and I did a right-handed version and a left-handed version, and they're on there as playlists, and I really need to do more for it. But I got a kind of, it was in the winter. I know it's still winter, but it was the before Christmas part of winter, and I did some shaping and all that sort of stuff, made pumpkins, and yeah, did a few bits and pieces around, and a granny, and I have got lots of other beginners tutorials, so that once you're up to that standard, you could watch the other beginners tutorials, not necessarily part of the playlist. But maybe one of my mods can find that playlist. I don't know if you need the left-handed one or the right-handed one, but it would, if you wanted to learn, be a good way. Oh my God, you live in Tottenham. I was born in Edmonton. And I was watching Tottenham the other day because me and Gary both support Tottenham. I have a reason to, because that was my home team. Gary just likes them because, Anyway, I said to him, you won't believe this, but I used to walk to that ground from my house. And I was born right by Edmonton Green. In a road, it's called Fraser Road. That's where I come from, Fraser Road in Edmonton. Small world. But I haven't been back there for quite a while. As gradually family die and you have less and less reason to go back there. And one of these days I said to Gary, I will take you. We'll go to the Tottenham shop, because it used to be next door to the ground, but now that I haven't been back for quite a while since they've done all the work around there. I used to, there was a Caribbean takeaway next door. Oh, I used to love their goat curry. And I, yeah, used to go out clubbing in Tottenham. Used to go to Elton's and the Mayfair back in the day. Wow. Oh, memories, eh? Memories. Blooming cold there. Oh, I used to love watching my kids play football. Although sometimes it was chuffing cold, to say the least. It used to freeze around the pitch, and I can remember many times coming off. I used to feel sorry for my son who was in goal, because, you know, standing there doing nothing. Every now and then he'll have to like start doing something to keep warm. But we used to sort of get in the car and I'd feel like my chin had frozen solid. I was that cold, and you just feel like you're never going to warm up. But yeah, I was one of those mums, a sideline mum. Yeah, shouting encouragement, because both of mine played football, so you know, we used to have to take it in turns of which one I watched. White Hart Lane, yeah. Hey, good God, yeah, those were the days. But the boy's dad, like, we're not together anymore, but he came from Enfield, and I went back home because we moved here when I was at school, and I went back home to look after my nan, who they took gas out of the flats that she was living in. She lived in a high rise, sadly, and because there'd been quite a few gas explosions, they decided to rip all the gas out. Well, she'd never cooked with anything else, so she just stopped cooking. And a few times she'd put her whistling kettle on the electric stove, turn it on, and it'd melt. But she was getting ill because she wasn't eating properly. So I went to look after her, take her to her clinics and stuff. And that's where I met their dad. So I stayed there for quite a while at that point. And then we both moved here. I've been here ever since. But yeah, it's, I guess, you know, it'll always be kind of home if I think about it. I mean, as I said, I went back home, you know, well, I've lived here longer than I lived there. But wow. What school did you go to? Might have been the same as me. You love Waltham Abbey? Yeah, it was nice. It's beautiful there. It is. I liked Waltham Cross for shopping back in the day. Hi, Claptrap. Good idea. Oh, hello, Grammy Dreskins. I missed you coming in. Anyone else I've missed? Sorry about that. Don't forget the thummies. Oh, yeah, so I went to, first of all, my very first ever school was Rainham, which is at like Lower Edmonton. And then once my brother and sister left, it was too far and there was a dual carriageway. So the only reason I went there was because they were there. And then they're older than me, so they left. And I went to Fleecefield in Edmonton. And then from there, I went to Eldon. And then we moved. So that was it. Eldon was a middle school. I think I went to, was it Mandeville after that? But I never went because I moved. Oh, I don't know that one. Belmont, Northumberland Park. They must have been further afield. I think the only one kind of close to you that was on our list was it Aylwood? That was up that way a bit more. But yeah. God, those were a long while ago now. A real trip down memory lane. But I used to like, my sister lived in Bush Hill Park, and I used to like going and shopping in Enfield Town. You can see I was a bit of a shopper on the quiet, but there's a nice department store in Waltham Cross, Fish Pools. Used to like a good department store in those days. When I first moved here, there was a really nice one, because I lived in Sittingbourne for quite some time. There was a really nice one called Holbard's, and there was a big co-op one as well, and they had really lovely like beauty departments. You know, they had really good perfume counters in there, and they were quite reasonable. And all their cookware bits as well. I used to love them, but don't really get shops like that anymore. Even the department stores that you get now, like House of Fraser or whatever, they're nothing like that. Those, I used to think they were the, I guess it's a throwback, wasn't it, from the days of when Mr. Selfridge first opened the store and you had all these departments. Just checking. Well, at least the fibres have stopped. Is that, obviously it is that puzzle yarn that causes it, because I'm not getting it with this blue one. Yet they're both acrylic. I thought I saw a spider then. Just about of kittens. Goodness, can you imagine that on camera? Running out the room screaming like a little girl. I would have though. Oh, I'm glad that other blanket is kind of finished. I don't know what border to put on the blue. I'll figure it out. Whether to do it like a little wave or what. I did try with a little crab stitch border, but it didn't really look anything. So I need to figure it out. It's a shame I didn't do it pink, because I could have sent it to Gary's niece who's just had a baby. Now I've got to make a specific blanket. I haven't got to. I just said a word. Jill! Good morning, Jill. Mwah. Good to see you. Don't forget the thummy. Yeah, so yeah, I'm still plodding along with this blanket. I don't think I'll ever end this. I hope it does soon. If for my nose, if nothing else. I don't think it can cope with much more. You liked it as it was, no border? Most people said border, but I thought it would just make that blue pop more. I don't know. I like it as it is, but it's kind of just, I don't know, finished on half trebles all the way round, which are half doubles across the pond. But yeah, I don't know that it looks kind of unfinished or not. I'm not sure. If it was my own blanket, I'd be fine. I wouldn't think that, but in fact, it doesn't belong to anyone, because I don't know anyone who's had a baby boy. And I know little girls can have it, but you do tend still to make blue for a boy and pink for a girl and all that. I've got to turn the corner. A bit of a mission. It's huge. I need to pull the yarn out anyway. Better stop. Uh-oh, I had a fibre. Yeah, I can't drink the tea anymore. It's gone cold. I can't do tea that's gone cold. Do you ever go phases where every single cup of tea you have goes cold? I went through that phase the other day for a few days, and every single cup of tea just went cold. It's really bugging me. Just wanted to say... Oh, okay. Oh, all right then. Well, I don't always do Saturdays, and I just feel like it's not Saturday today. You know, do you ever get that when you just, it doesn't seem like weekend, you know? And I'm kind of a bit put out by you know, I just don't feel like it's Saturday. I know it is, and I guess, you know, when you're kind of rattling around doing the lifestyle that I've got, really makes no difference whether it's Saturday or not. Only that Emmerdale's not on. That's sad. I know, sad. But yeah, I've never really kind of had a schedule or a plan. I just wing it. That's me, and I'm seat of the pants, wing it kind of person. And that's the annoying thing, you know, when other people schedule and everybody knows when they're going to be on, and you don't have to rely on things like notifications to go out and stuff like that. But not me. I just, oh, you know what I'll do now? I'll go live. It's not very helpful, I know. But yeah, I was sitting here all on my own, and not in the mood to be today. So I figured I'd get on and do a live stream. And you're never on your own, are you? Never alone. I was treading on the yarn. It wasn't I needed to pull some out. Got a bit of yarn bath. Probably because I was treading on it. I must have pulled too much out. Hi, Keith's Crochet and More. Welcome. Anyone who's new, don't forget thummies. And just as I put it down, someone pops up. You've got to make your tea. Oh, can't have tea now. I'm on this. This is my last little bit of the Raspberry Pepsi Max that I had. I have got more bottles. But they're giant bottles. You know, the big old, how many litres, I don't know. But that was left in the fridge, so I thought I won't open a new one. I'll just use that up. And I've got water, far healthier, I know, but not as tasty. Although it's not bad when it's out of a bottle like this. What on earth? Pulled my dream catcher down. It needed securing more anyway, because I've taken the label off it. My son bought me this. It's got cats on that side, but it always turns round, so I need to kind of get it so that it's more fixed and won't turn round. It's not as pretty that way. Oh man, I'll be glad when this is done. Although, I tell you what, when I was sorting out my whips earlier out in the yarn van, I came across my willow square blanket, and my willow square tutorial is different to everyone else's, but so I don't like things that have humongous holes in. And I found that the ones that were on there, they were just had ridiculous size holes and didn't look nice. So I kind of reinvented my version of it, and I made a blanket. And I was making one out of the Poundland Bright Pink yarn. The one, it's called Bright Pink, but it's got blues, greens, and all kinds of different colours in it. Lovely teal colours and yellows and oranges. And so I was making it with that and white. And I wanted it to be quite large. So I thought, for the tutorial, for the sake of the tutorial, I'll make one that was blue and purple, well, kind of mauve. And that was, I gave to Tyler, and it became his go-to blanket when he was a baby, and he still drags it around. It's been in the washing machine a lot and it's fallen apart, and I looked at it with a view to kind of repairing it, but it's a bit of a mission to do that, and I don't want it to fall apart on him. But I found the actual one I was making for me. I can't remember what white yarn it was. Obviously I've got tons of the Poundland colour yarn because I loved it, and you know, I made sure I had more than enough of that when I see it. I don't buy it anymore, put the prices up, but and I, you know, I don't need to buy it now. I've got my own yarn shop. Sort of like a bit of a thing where if I want yarn, I've got plenty of it to choose from, just to you know. So yeah, I might order some Caron yarn. I might order some of those Ogos to sell in Hobbyvox, which is, if you haven't found it, hobbyvox.co.uk. Do ship worldwide. End of infomercial. But yeah, I might buy some of the Caron. the Ogos, there's 2 types, so I might get some of each. I've gone round already. I wish all of it was as easy going round as this dark colour. Wow, it really is fast. Not like the other colour. Okay, so let's end off. Wow, I can't believe I got around that fast. So yeah, I might get some. I need to build up. I need to build up my funds a little bit because I've just put in an order for an overseas company for knitting machines. Not just knitting machines, but I'll go back to the start of this one again. Excuse me, I get the ball. Yeah, some Addi knitting machine. I've only got one because I didn't know whether it was going to be viable. Then I found a wholesaler and I've messaged them. I sent them inquiries, but they've not got back to me. So I wonder if they are. I don't understand why that would be. If I had somebody message me with an inquiry, I certainly would ignore it if I wanted to. If I was a business wanting to make money, you know what I mean? It's just a bit crazy. But I haven't heard from them, so I might message them again. Otherwise, this is my only kind of outlet that I've found so far. And I ordered some ones that are kind of like smaller, but they are classed as kids ones. But doesn't need to be a kid to make a small hat or a pair of gloves or whatever you can make with it. So yeah, I've got those on the way and other things. So I've already placed an order, so I don't really want to do another one yet, but I'd like to get that Ogo. Hi Maritza, welcome. You want to order enough for free shipping? Bless you. Sounds interesting. You want a big box of stuff you can't get? Can you just put one together? How do you mean? Send me an email and I can understand what you mean. Like UK yarn, you mean? Right. Back to the beginning again. Just joining this up. Uh-oh. I actually have got a slightly better shipping deal. So it's only slightly better though. Not massively. Right. Just working over my tail. Got to concentrate a little for that. Well, you know what? I've been watching Formula One. I do love a bit of Formula One, and I've been watching a little bit of the testing because it's testing week in Bahrain. I haven't watched much of it, but yeah, I'm glad that's back. I always feel like, the good weather's on its way. Formula One's coming back. I can't wait really to I was standing on the yarn again. Well, not standing, sitting. But I must have moved my feet. Yeah, I can't wait to get back out and sit on the decking and get back outside. It feels like it's been a long winter in some ways, and in others it feels like time has just flown by. Because the holiday camps around here, they close New Year's Day, and then they open 1st of March, I think it is. And you think, oh my God, they'll all be back soon. Not that some of them even leave. They shouldn't be living in them, but some of them do. And, you think, oh, they'll all be back soon, getting in the way of your car and everything else. Moan, moan, moan. Oh, okay. You have to message me. I do mystery boxes. Anyway. You've got a few things in your car, Hobby Rocks. Woo woo! You just got more snow, up to about 3 feet. Wow. I'd love a bit of snow. I do want some. When I was younger, I used to get a little bit depressed about it because when I lived on this island, it was always around my birthday that we would get snowed in. And as a young person, that meant you didn't see your boyfriend, you didn't go out, you didn't get any cards. It was just like a bit depressing. And then when the kids were little, although I loved taking them out and playing in the snow, I could never just easily get to the shops, you know, dragging them in their sledge to the corner shop, which was never never had what you wanted. But other people, it'd be like, oh, my husband can't work because, you know, he can't get there. But mine had no choice but to walk because it was around the corner. And so I was with two little kids, couldn't get to the shops. And do you think any of them would say, do you need anything if I go to the shops? And there would always be like panic buying. So there weren't any bread anyway, and there wasn't any milk and stuff like that that you need. Would always get stripped from the shelves. So it was quite depressing. But now, being older, I'd quite like it. You love Formula One, don't watch it until March and the opening race. No, I know what you mean. Isn't it next? I'm talking about next week. It is next week already, isn't it? Lord. You get cabin fever. Yeah, I do. That was another thing. You know, if I don't have a car, I get it. If I don't, you know, if you can't go out. But sometimes, you know, since we've had all the lockdowns, I've changed a little bit. I'm more of a homebody. And like earlier, I had that bit of a, not a strop on, but I had that mood that, you know, I needed to do something. And yeah, and I thought I could go out. I need to go out. Then I just thought, no, you'll spend money. And I could have gone to see Gary and maybe had a lunch with him, like took him and had a lunch in a pub or something. But I don't know what possessed me. I just thought, no, I'll stay in and I'll go and do some work in the caravan, the yarnavan. I'll go and do some work and that'll cheer me up, play with some yarn. Always cheers you up, doesn't it, when you can get to play with yarn. Oh, so I'm going to have to rely on you guys to tell me how long I've been on. I've no clock in here and I don't really look at the phone. Hi, Gloria. Welcome. Don't forget the thumb. Oh, I feel like a little boy whose voice is going. Hey, Glow. I like that. Came in to give me a thumbs up and then headed out to ship packages. Cool. I don't have to do that anymore. They come collect them from me. Isn't that cool? So I don't even have to go there. No wonder I get cabin fever. But, yeah, that's better anyway for me, getting them to collect them. Especially if you know you've got to stay in on that particular given day because you've got maybe deliveries scheduled or something coming. And you think, well, I might as well just stay here and then Postie can take them, which is brilliant. Just collect them. When they come and bring you mail, they take it. Fabulous. $3.23. Yeah, but what time? How long have I been on? That's what I mean. I don't think I've been on probably about an hour-ish. Not sure. It's really hot under the blanket, though, I have to say. I was so cold in bed last night. Honestly, I actually was fine at first, but I woke up and my feet were like blocks of ice. I was just so cold. And I thought, why are my feet cold? Now I'm covered up. You know, they usually get toasty warm, but I don't know if it's something to do with the low carb diet or not. I don't know, but my feet were like freezing. And I ended up getting some fluffy socks. Otherwise, I wouldn't have slept. Because if my feet are really, really cold, I can't sleep. Like, put the earplugs in because the wind of noise was driving me insane. And the few nights before, both nights with Gary snoring, I didn't sleep hardly at all. 59 minutes. Well, that wasn't a bad guess then. I was a minute out. Cheers. I love that stuff. Fibres. Don't love those stuff. Oh, that is. I'm so glad that they invented that. It's in my mouth. Mm. Do not use this yarn unless you want to eat it or inhale it. Oh, I've got to get it. So annoying. What have I missed? Oh, I do that, don't you worry. Have stuff in my carts everywhere until payday. I've got stuff in my Amazon carts. I've got stuff in the wholesalers. 3 different wholesalers. I've got stuff in my cart, ready to buy it. There's stuff in every cart I have. And really, you know, sometimes I have it in there so long that when I go to actually, I think, right, okay, I'll get that yarn now from my shop. I go in there and it's gone, it's gone out of stock. No, I lost the opportunity. Never mind. They always come back eventually. Eventually. But I'm a little bit concerned about my parcels that they say they've delivered and they haven't, because they haven't turned up today. And I know they haven't lost the opportunity because DPD do deliver quite late, but they have actually said that they've delivered them yesterday, which is complete lies. And if only you could have some kind of redress with eBay, but you can't. It just, you know, give it until this date before you do anything. So, well, that's no good because I need them. I need them actually now. You know, I wouldn't have ordered them now if I didn't need them now. Maybe that's a lesson learned. Don't order them from eBay in future. I might have to get some more just from Amazon. Tide me over. Wow. I'll get to the end of this row, I think, and then I might call it a day. Hi, Kim. You don't go anywhere except work in the hospital. Just pinched your car. I know what you mean. I got out the habit of using it. I will be getting them, Julie. They're coming on this order that I'm waiting for, but it's coming from abroad. So, but I do believe they are bamboo, and it was not bamboo that you wanted. But you know, I did get a set, and I will upload them as soon as they come. I've also got to upload the So Crafty yarn. I was going to bundle it, and I haven't done it. I've been uploading books and other things, but not an awful lot just recently. But I will do as soon as that order comes. I'm kind of excited to see what these little knitting machines look like, because I've had them in my basket off and on for ages, but because it's from another country, I never want to pay the customs. You know, and I did get stung with customs the first time I ordered from them. And so I thought, oh, I bet I'll do again as well. But yeah, so I've had them in my basket off and on a few times. I feel like there's a bit of tuft of hair sticking out, but it's nice. I keep looking at it, thinking I've got like tufty bits, but it's not, it's my curly bits. You know, I said this morning on my chat that I was in one of those nobody loves me, I can't be bothered moods. And I think you can always tell by looking at me when I'm in those moods that my hair gets shoved up. And you know, I wash it and I don't straighten it, I don't curl it, it just gets shoved up in a ponytail or a little top knot or in a curly bun. And you know, you can usually tell, like, oh, I'm in one of those moods, hair's up. Rather than, because it's such a mission to do. You had problems with DPD? Oh, how strange. I normally have this, his name's Radko, who comes to me. Your diver, Radko, will be with you. I understand that. I understand that. I wish I had a long lost uncle. But unfortunately, none of mine had any money. Well, there was one, an American one, but my dad, when he was young, and my Uncle Bob, who was my dad's sister's husband, they both had the chance to go to America and work for their um, their dad's brother. So we called him Uncle Wally, but he was really a great uncle, great uncle. And he had in Tottenham, he had a market stall, and he used to sell records. Now this is going back donkey's years now, but he used to buy um, albums and the like, well, probably 78s and everything back then, and he'd sell them on a market stall. And he made so much money, he opened a shop. When he owned, he made so much money, he opened more shops. And he was one of the founder members of HMV, his master's voice, and Decca. He also had irons in the fire there. And then he kind of emigrated to America to sort of make his fortune with these companies. And he asked my dad and my Uncle Bob if they wanted to go, and both of them said no. So why? God, you know, because they did take off. They did take off. And so his son, Doug, became quite well known and bigwig with American punk rock. Yeah, the American punk rock scene. And he has a massive back catalogue of punk. And his name was Dougie Moody. So it was Wally Moody was, and Wally had a place in Long Island and another in Long Beach. He used to have Lincoln cars and jets at airports and stuff like that because he had megabucks. And Dougie was a record producer. So yeah, they really did do well for themselves. But both Dad and Uncle Bob said, no, we'll stay here. And another one of that, actually, I think that might have been my nan's brother, but my granddad's brother was a horse trainer. His name was Fred Rymel. He trained Grand National winners and all that sort of stuff. So there was money in the family, but they weren't long lost. It's weird, isn't it, when you look back, when you're young and you hear that your dad turned down the chance to become a multi-millionaire and you have the luxury lifestyle across the pond, you just sort of look, look at him and think, why? You know, what the heck? You know, because, you know, it would have been probably something that I did for a living as well. It would have been, you know, my career move, I guess, if I lived there. Just crazy, isn't it? Because, you know, in a quantum universe, he did go. And there's an there is another me who did go and, you know, make something crazy in the music industry. But in the quantum universe, there's all sorts, isn't there? All sorts of scenarios. I'm sure that I'm married to Chris Hemsworth in another quantum realm. Maybe. Well, it's a possibility. Can dream. Can dream. Oh, man. I have had chest pain, indigestion all day. I know that's exactly what it is, but I took some painkillers and it eased up. But I know why. It's the change in all the foods, the change in the diet for me, because it is quite a drastic change. Don't normally let it be. I normally, like I say, do it gradual for a week or so, but not this time. And I guess I'm suffering the consequences of it. Well, hopefully I'll be able to sort out my tutorial and get that done. And tomorrow, Sunday, I'll do another maybe shout out video and another giveaway. And I don't think I ever did my winners video for this week, so maybe I'll combine it with tomorrow's. I've been a bit lax. Nearly at the end of the road. Nearly. Got this far to go. Oh, well, I might as well work over the tail. Get round the corner before I end the day. Oh, it's certainly roasting underneath this blanket. It's definitely going to keep Gary warm. He'll get it in time for the good weather. But, you know, we have aircon. So he does get a bit cold sometimes. So definitely be glad of it when I'm blasting cold air out and he doesn't fancy it. It does happen. So yeah, let's get the corner done and won't pull out too much. I just want to work over this tail. Well, thank you all for coming and joining me and keeping me company. I now have to, once I've done this, go out there and figure out the dinner for today. And I'd like to do it in the Ninja, but I don't think it's really things that I'd cook in the Ninja. I don't really know what I'm going to do, to be honest. Maybe I'll get the little Ninja books out and have a look. But I think, you know, there's an absence of kind of information about what to do with the Ninja. It would be so much better if they kind of let you have a book that told you all the cooking times for weights and stuff like that. But there supposedly was a book inside the packaging of the box, but I've never seen it. So whether it wasn't in there or if Gary threw it away by accident when he took it out of the box, because he took it out of the box without my knowledge, really. He just thought the box was cumbersome and he wanted to throw it away. But unfortunately, it meant that all the bits and pieces that were in that box got put in different places. It took me a long time to kind of get it all together and think about using it. But I've been trying. Okay, so that's it. I've worked over my tail and I'm going to call it a day for today because I've done lots. And I will do it again another day. So thanks for watching and spending time with me. Let's just check. Yeah, there are lots of recipes and tutorials, but the one thing that there wasn't, you bought fridge magnets with cook times. That's good. I've got, yeah, I did see that, funny enough, on Amazon, but they're out of stock. But it's like the chicken. Before I had a chicken, I saw all these different things about, oh, this is the best way to cook the chicken. This is amazing, this is. I bought the chicken. Do you think I'll find any of those? Not one. So that's the problem I've got. But if I had that book that came with the Ninja, at least there'd be some guide in there, hopefully. Well, you never know, there might be. So, yeah, you cannot do keto because your body's still poor at processing fat and carbs. Well, yeah, all of you, thank you very much and have a wonderful day. And I will see you on the next one. Don't forget, if there are any channels that you'd like me to shout out, then put them in the comment section. Not this bit, but when it comes back, maybe or on my Rocks Chat one underneath that today, then I'll see those and I can check them out and do a little bit of research ready for tomorrow. And I'll do another shout out video. See you soon. Bye.